There are numerous bottles of whiskey here. While they may appear similar, they're actually different types of whiskey. These are scotches, and these are bourbons. So what's the difference? Let's look at bourbon first. Simply put, bourbon is whiskey from the United States, made primarily from corn. That would be putting it in a nutshell. So then are all corn-based whiskey made in the US bourbon? The answer is no. Several conditions from A to G must be met to be called bourbon whiskey. A. America. It must be made in the United States. You may think it must be made in Kentucky, but legally, it actually applies to the entire United States. B. Barrel. A new charred oak barrel must be used. C. Corn. The amount of corn must make up at least 51% of the total raw ingredients when making the alcohol. D. Distillation proof. During distillation, the alcohol content must not exceed 160 proof. If the alcohol content is too high, all the aroma could evaporate. E. Entry proof. The alcohol content must not exceed 125 proof when the distilled liquor is placed inside the oak barrel. In other words, 70% spirit cannot be placed in oak barrels. It must be lower than 62.5%. F. Fill proof. The final bottled product must have an alcohol content of at least 80 proof. Bourbon with an alcohol content of 39% simply does not exist. G. Genuine. Absolutely no additives, no seasonings or colorings other than water can be added. All of these conditions must be met to be able to write bourbon whiskey on the front label. So then what is straight bourbon? Bourbon that's been aged for at least 2 years is called straight bourbon. If it's aged between 2 to 4 years, it must be indicated on the label. But if it's aged for 4 years or more, the age indication is not required. Therefore, if it is merely labeled straight bourbon without an age indication, the said whiskey is aged for at least 4 years. The 8-year mark on Wild Turkey here is not for legal reasons, but rather for a marketing strategy to emphasize that it's been aged for 8 years. If you found this video helpful, please like and follow.